Podcast. I'm joined by, of course, the man Bo Arfi, Anthony Bow, and we've got our main guest today that we're interviewing, and that is Top. I can't pronounce your last name, bro, even though we've been mates for a while, so I'm not going to try. But Top is a fitness coach. He owns 2 gyms back home in Sydney. He's got over 25 years of experience in the fitness industry, even as a K1 fighter. And I even call Top the Serbian Terminator because he is literally Terminator, and you won't know until you train with this guy. And Top's doing some incredible things, not only in the fitness space, but in the men's mental health space as well. And so I thought, you know what? If there's one person I want to interview to know more about fitness and mental health, it would be the guy, Top himself. Top and I actually both come from West Sydney, so I think it'll be a really cool chat today to see our worlds collide from Germany, Melbourne, and Sydney. So here we are. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Wonderful. Absolute pleasure. Nice to meet you guys.
Beautiful. Amazing. All right. Well, today we want to ask a couple questions, man. Now, obviously, you've got a background in kickboxing, and that's one thing that me personally, as your mate, man, like I've personally seen how your history in kickboxing and fitness has directly transferred into your mindset, not only as a person but in business. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about your upbringing, and your history in fighting, and how that's helped shape the man you are today?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you. So, mad rap, by the way. But it's all right. It's all right. Yeah. But look, man, straight out, like coming from very, very humble beginnings, like literally grew up in a house with a lot of domestic violence, a lot of abuse, physical, mental, you name it, it was there. So, you know what I mean? Growing up in that environment was a very, very angry household, so to speak. There was no calm moments. It was always very ferocious. So, growing up in that environment, a lot of domestic violence and abuse, it's kind of like hardens you. It does break you, and you have moments where it breaks you, but because every kid wants to be loved, right? So that's the thing, and that's why I made it my work now to be the complete opposite of what I had in my house. So, you either learn from it or you continue the pattern, copy paste, So for me, I broke the cycle, and I was like, no, that's not cool, because I don't want my kid to ever feel what I felt, Yeah. So that's where that kind of began. So with me, basically growing up and being beaten so much, you know what I mean? Not just like normal beatings, like really just like hands-on pumped, from being a little child. It's kind of like, if a grown man isn't hurting me, what's any other man going to do to me? That raged, that backed with a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, a lot of no guidance, really. How can I say? I took a love for watching the sport. I guess I could relate to the anger that I saw growing up, watching your blood in, blood out, your kickboxing, all that kind of stuff. I really related to that, and it's like a weird fetish, so to speak. It's kind of like the abused girl always keeps getting abused. You know what I mean? She never goes to the nice guy. So it's kind of like falling in love, I guess, with that violence. And kind of took a direction because I could let out my anger. I started when I was like, karate and stuff like that when I was like pretty young. But then I took it seriously when I started like 14, because it was more of a space like I could let out my frustration. I could learn to be really, really skilled. I know that once I become skilled, ain't no one going to put their hands on me. That's not going to happen. They can, but you know what I mean? The end result is going to be a little bit different than what I expected. Yeah. So, and I broke that cycle really quickly. Once, after a year of serious training, well then, you know what I mean? The tables turned. It wasn't going to happen so easily.
I want to ask you this, bro, to add on to that. At which point in your childhood did you say, all right, enough's enough? Like, I've had enough of this. There's no way I'm going to let like another man put his hands on me and get away with it. At which, is there like a pivotal moment where you went, all right, like I've got to make a change?
Do you know what? I think my subconscious mind was guiding me and directing me in that position. Maybe it was God directing me in that position to kind of learn the skills, to arm myself. So it wasn't something I said, you know what, enough's enough, because I always had that fear, you know what I mean, of like, there's no way that I can, beat a grown man, you know what I mean? Because being bashed since you were a child, you kind of like, it's kind of, when like someone tells you you're stupid your whole life, you never believe that you're smart. It's the same thing. How can you beat someone that's constantly from a young age, bashing you down?
That's a good point. Yeah.
So it was like, I led to that position, and it's kind of like when I gained enough confidence and I saw how good I actually was, I was like, hang on, man, a guy with no skill at all what are you going to do to me? Like, what are you actually going to do to me? Nothing. So, you know, that's when I realized, well, hang on. All right, well, now enough's enough. You know, it wasn't something where I said enough's enough, then go and learn how to, you know, kind of defend myself or anything like that. No, it just kind of fell into place. Then I was like, hang on, man. This ain't going to happen no more.
Top, what I think is cool is that, you know, you came from adversity, you came from a tougher upbringing, and you had to be hardened from such a young age. And now, like, based on your past experiences, you've kind of introduced more of a men's mental health, strength, and kind of combat, and just overall men's benefit kind of, I don't know if club's the right word, but it's maybe tell us a bit about Primal and, you know, why you started that, when you started that, and, you know, the kind of messaging behind it.
Absolutely. So with Primal Warrior, it is a men's group, you know, and I know there are a few men's group around, you know, but with us, it's just about building the ultimate warrior. And it's about, you know, an ultimate peaceful warrior. You won't see, you know, in the old days, a samurai running around like a headless chicken, like, you know, behaving like a galah. It doesn't happen.
It's about discipline as well.
Absolutely. There's a lot of discipline, a lot of self-realization. So you have to break someone down, which is what I found with myself. This is coming from myself and also the guys I've got, you know, in our crew that are developing this program and have developed it. Everyone's come from adversity. Everyone who's in the group, leading the group, has overcome adversity in their own way. And now we've sat together and pretty much formulated something. When you've got 4 people, you know, with at the age of 50 each kind of thing, some are older, some are younger, but, you know, on an average of 50 years old each, that's 200 years worth of experience.
For sure. And the other thing is, like, when you've come from adversity, you know what it's like. And the thing is, you have the experience. You're not somebody who's lived a, you know, just this rosy life and everything's been good. You actually know what it's like to have this kind of adversity. So I think, like, speaking from experience, it's a lot more powerful, and it can help these younger guys a lot more than, you know, somebody if you didn't have this experience. So
exactly.
Yeah, I think this is amazing.
It's a good space. So, you know, it's about stripping everyone down, breaking them down to realizing who they are, becoming aware of their actions, aware of the impacts, you know, aware of what they could do, behavioral change, structure, you know, getting rid of vices. There's so many layers.
So it's psychological as well that you're helping these guys with.
Absolutely. Everything starts with the psyche, you know, that self-realization. When you can peel back those layers and get really deep into the core of who you are as a person, discovering who that person is, change that person, work on it with the right techniques. It's not just like work on it by watching some guy on YouTube or whatever. No, work on it with the right techniques that are proven by 4 different men. The thing is about having 4 different men in a space, you can relate to one of them. If I'm just preaching my way, it's not necessarily the right way for you. We're all different beings, you know? So when you kind of get 4 different opinions and all 4 guys are really different and their experiences are different, it's like, wow, I can relate to this, or I can relate somewhere in between. I can pick away and say, oh, this works for me, that works for me, that works for me. Instead of one man just leading it and saying...
Life's not black and white. In the end, it's grey. You've got to find your own way in the end. Yeah,
definitely. And you might have somebody that, you know, more resonates with you, or one of your business partners or something. So it's great to have that kind of diversity of people with different adverse experiences that you can relate to.
Absolutely.
And to add on to that, man, that's really powerful, because you and I had a similar conversation the other day about there are a lot of these, you know, online lifestyle coaches and business coaches who say, change your mindset and you've got to get rid of this to become like this. And it's just very general, meaningless advice. Whereas you guys have cultivated this community where you can say, this is how we're going to do it. This is why you feel like this, because of your X, Y, and Z experiences, and this is how we're going to strip it back. So it's really powerful, man. It's about making it more purposeful, and it's especially powerful for the type of men that you work with. From what you've told me, you know, come from pretty confronting, or like one of your favorite terms, colorful, you know, upbringings, and you know, to have a safe space for men to come in and peel all that back, man, especially from people who've been through it, is hugely powerful. And especially nowadays with where society is going and the awkward dynamic that we're seeing. Especially now, you know, there are a lot of men who are seeking leadership, whether they have parents or not. They're seeking leadership, and more men need to and want to learn deep down, whether they want to admit it or not, how to become real men. So this is really powerful, bro. And I think you're doing something huge in the space. And to add on to that, man, you spoke of something around creating a performance protocol of some sort, you know, revolving around boosting or optimizing testosterone. Do you want to elaborate on something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So with the testosterone program I'm doing, it's attached, you know, to creating the perfect warrior. So, you know, they are killing saying they.
Yeah.
They are like
Who's they?
sizzling our testosterone, you know, going back from the 1940s, which is not so long ago, till now, you know, you got guys running around with testosterone levels at, you know, 1200, and now they're running around at 450 and calling it normal. Like, there's a serious problem here. You know, I mean, you can see where this is going.
Is that because of the food we eat? Is that lifestyle in general? Is life too easy now? Like, is it a combination? What
Absolutely, life is too easy. Yeah. It's a case of use it or lose it. And like literally, if you are not lifting heavy shit, if you're not putting your mind to the test every day, if you're not eating the correct foods, if you're not behaving, your behaviors firstly determine who you are. If you're going to take the soft route or if you're going to choose the hard route. Every day you wake up and every day you make the choice of what I want to do with that day, how I want to perform, how I want to behave, what I want the outcome to be. So
in a way, life's too easy for these young people.
A lot of times it is too easy, but it's not the only thing. It's only a piece of the puzzle. Okay. There's a lot to that puzzle, you know, going down to supplementation. Literally, like our food has been stripped. It's been stripped, and the additives that are there at the moment, wow, it's crazy. You know, the processed food, it's out of control. But yet, you know, you'll get people that are pretty much, you know, highlighting it's called shit, it's not called food, and yet they label it as food. You know, they're there and they're going, yeah, this is it. You know what I mean? Like they're really celebrating, you know, all this processed food, and coaches are out there telling you, yes, this is what you should be eating because science says. Science says my dick. Come on,
I'm gonna ask them the hard questions now on that, right? Now I want to know, Top, what are your thoughts on, because it personally annoys me, right? Not you, I love you, right? But it annoys me when I see coaches harp on about calories in versus calories out. You know, caloric balance is key for fat loss. Can you give us your thoughts on calorie counting versus eating nutrient-dense foods when it comes to dieting?
Okay, this is a take. So I love to cut through bullshit, and this is a take. I've got a saying which I love and stick by. Nature doesn't care what science thinks, and that's it. Nature does not give a fuck about the humans, about a laboratory, about whatever, because nature is always changing and evolving. So you can stick your science project up your ass. Caffeine one day is great for you. The next day it's shit for you. The next day it's saving your life. Then it's giving you a heart attack. Then it's boosting you out of the grave. And all of a sudden you're Jesus Christ. Like, get the fuck out of here, right? Come on, man. Make your fucking mind up. A study from 3 years ago is not what happened. Yes. What did the fucking coffee bean change? Did we change as humans the way we absorb caffeine? Like, get the fuck out of it. It's a superfood, man. People have been consuming it for thousands of years. Yeah. People have not been consuming Weet Bix for thousands of years. Yeah. Why is it invented?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, this is a big, deep rabbit hole.
It's not real food. A lot of this stuff in the supermarket.
It ain't food.
Yeah.
It actually isn't food. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is the shit that's being processed? And you'll get guys out there saying, "Oh, I've got a PhD." Like, fucking, that's his argument. Like,
shout out Lane Norton.
Yeah, whatever his fucking name is. You know what I mean? Like, but all those guys, and then you've got like a tribe of people that actually believe this shit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the guy, you know, him and others should be having fucking sponsored by Nestle on their sleeve.
Yeah.
Anthony, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Anthony and I were having this conversation the other night. Like, it's good that you're one of these people that is bringing awareness to this, because, you know, we're trying to go towards this single ingredient foods, you know, with eggs, steak, like single 100%. Ingredient foods, not, you know, foods that's been put together and processed. It's like, I think it's really good your messaging starting to bring awareness to that, because now I'm in the shops and I'm thinking I've got like somebody like you in my head, kind of. I'm thinking, what would this person think if I was to get this, or this, i.e. chocolate or chips or something, you know? I'm sort of looking at it from a different perspective. And since I've changed my diet, I feel really good, you know?
100%. And you know what? It's simple mathematics. You know, people can call it calories. This is a whole new invention thing, and you can call it calories. No, it's simple, bro. If you want to get bigger, you eat more. You know what I mean? Like you eat more and you space it across the day and you just keep going. It's all about consistency, what you want to do. You want to get bigger, you want to get stronger, you want to look fitter, you want to be leaner. It's just about adjusting the volumes of food.
How many meals do you eat a day?
It depends on what I'm doing. Generally, it's 5 to 8. So just depending on what I'm doing and when my program is at. Okay. If I want to get stronger, definitely it's 6 to 8 meals. You know, they always serve a purpose. So everything I do serves a purpose. The training I do serves a purpose. You need to have purpose. You need to have intent. So you have to eat for an outcome. You have to train or perform for the outcome. If there is no outcome, goal's not a big enough word. Goal is very generic. Oh, my goal is that. No. What is the specific outcome? I want to weigh 100 kilos and I want single digit body fat by this date. How will I do it?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So you have to put a mark on it, a specific outcome. That way everything will be geared and engineered towards the outcome. You're not working towards that meal or whatever you're eating or that training on that day. Everything about that day is geared towards the outcome, and that's how you get there.
What is your opinion about people, you know, there's those people who say, you know, it's not healthy to eat 5 to 8 meals a day and they only eat 1 meal a day to, you know, not spike their insulin and all of that. What do you think of that?
Look, I'm all about keeping, you know, insulin at a steady rate. I'm not about, you know, spiking insulin, all the rest of it, and things going out of control, especially with the foods that you're administering. But I'm finding like once your body finds a certain rhythm, it's kind of like a heartbeat monitor. So if your body knows, I wake up, bang, I get that hit. Get that hit. And the equal hits throughout the day, your body's going, okay, I have equilibrium here. My body knows in the next 2-3 hours, this is coming. Thank you very much. Give it here, put it where it needs to go, and let's go forward. You know, but if I'm starving the shit out of myself and then I'm adding, and once again, it works. Don't get me wrong. Everything works for a certain purpose. Everything can be implemented for a certain purpose. But you don't have to be scared of spiking insulin and only eating once a day. Like that, to me, it seems a bit crazy because what's the outcome going to be? Yeah. Once again, it depends on the outcome. You know what I mean? What are you trying to do? So that has to be backed by a really, really, really strong outcome to be doing that. Not just like, you know, I'm gonna go, you know, OMAD 1 meal a day and that's it because I don't want my insulin to spike.
Purposeful. Yeah, you know, purposeful. To add on to that, man. Like I've experimented a few different diet methods, and I've found me personally, what's worked best was when I cut my carbs back. Not completely, but I substantially reduced my carbs, and I just stuck to red meat and eggs. Man, what a difference! My
you just feel
energy was focused. My libido was better. Man, and I wouldn't wake up like we were saying the other day. I don't wake up feeling like I'm drunk, as per se. And I lost a lot of fat, man. And I was eating more calories.
Yeah.
So then it comes back down to the whole, you know, about calories in versus calories out. Well, if it was all about calories, why do I feel like absolute rubbish when I'm eating whatever I like and I'm still in a deficit and I'm losing fat slower? You know, there are many more moving parts than just energy balance. There's I'm sure that, you know, energy balance does play a key. If you eat too much, you're not training, you're going to put on weight, but there are many more moving parts. What about eating the foods that fill you up, make you feel better, perform more efficiently as well? For me, I'm not too big on carbs because I've got enough body fat that I can burn through. I don't feel like I really need them. Yes, they are, you know, they do serve their role, but I don't need to be eating majority carbs. So yeah, no, those are all.
You know what the big thing is there when people say carbs as well. This is another thing that I found out. Not that I found out, that I see over the years. People confuse carbs a lot because people say, like, oh yeah, I'm cutting out carbs. No, it's all right. You don't have to cut out carbs, but it's choosing your carbs. And then people get it very mixed up. You've got grains and then you've got carbs from other sources, right? So people just put it in one big bucket.
Yeah.
Okay. People put in one big bucket and say that's carbs. No. Fuck the grains off. They're not necessary. That's the thing. And that's the thing that's going to make you feel sluggish. Fruit is a carb. Vegetable is a carb, right? They're all carbohydrates. But the thing is that people confuse it and put it all in one kind of basket, but it's not that. It's not that. Like, fuck the grains off and you'll feel great, you know? But like, people get so used to it and they're addicted and they start making excuses for it, right? Like, oh, it tastes so yummy. Like, brother, it doesn't taste yummy. Do you go out, if it tastes so yummy, I've never heard anyone say, I'm going to go to this restaurant so I can get the rice, right? Everyone's like, I'm going there for the steak, I'm going for the fish, I'm going for... So how's it yummy? It's an addiction.
Yeah,
it's an addiction, right? It's a sugar fucking addiction. And it's just like, it doesn't matter how much, this is a perfect test, right? To see if you're full. When you're, I won't break it down into scientific
I think I know what you're about to say. I know what you're about to say, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. You can eat so much steak, right? And you're absolutely full. And this is a perfect test. After that steak, if someone says, do you want another steak? And you say, oh no, I'm fucking full. But then they go, hey bro, let's have a dessert or an ice cream. Fuck yeah, I can fit that in.
So true.
Okay? So the chemicals and the delayed reaction of chemicals in your body, which are switching you off, they don't switch off for carbs. So you can always fit the fucking dessert in. You know what I mean? 90% of the time you can fit the dessert in.
Always. Yeah.
So that's a delayed reaction of the hormones and the chemicals in your body, or basically the hormones, that are telling you, I am full. Right? And that's a perfect test. Can I eat another steak? No, I can't. Do you want a piece of chicken? Do you want another? No, I'm done. That means you're done.
Was it LeBron, I think it was, that eats a steak before he plays?
Yeah, man, a lot of do.
There's a lot of people do, yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
Steaks and potatoes, whatever, that's common, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Superfood.
And to go with a bit of a change of pace, I know you were from Serbia originally.
Yeah.
And then you were from Australia, Western Sydney, similar to where Rulan was originally from. And now you've made the move to Dubai. So I suppose let's talk about your transition from Australia to Dubai. Maybe tell us a little bit about why you chose Dubai and why you've stayed here and some of the things that you like or don't like. But
look, Dubai is an amazing place to start with. I've been coming here for 16 years. So on and off, backward, forward, multiple times a year. Back and forth all the time. Always wanted to make the move. Always wanted to be here. I still haven't made the move fully yet. I've got a lot of businesses in Australia. I've got things happening there. I've got family there. I've got a lot. So it's hard for me to kind of like draw the line in the sand and say, you know, I'm here full time. But the beauty is that I've created a lifestyle where I don't have to be here full time. I can be anywhere full time or part time or whatever I do. So it's more about having that freedom and being flexible and being, you know, where I want to be. I choose to be here because I love Dubai and every aspect of it. You know, like every city, it does have faults, but you know, those faults are so minor and so minuscule. It's like, dude, you can work around anything. And you know, what outweighs the thing is, it's such a young city. You know what I mean? Like when you look at, you know, it's a 20-year-old city. You know, like when I came here 16 years ago, there was like the major attraction was Burj Al Arab and the Mall of the Emirates. That was it. Like downtown was like this big. There was nothing, right? So true. You know, and just watching it grow and watching the beautiful things that come out of this place. You know, the networking here, everybody here is for the same purpose, to make a change, to make a difference. You know, everyone here is proactive. You know, 90% of the people that I've met want to network. They want to work together. They want to, and that's what I love.
They collaborate.
I love
we
it.
help each other.
Yes.
I feel like it's very easy to find your people here. You know, your crew. You know, your guys that are on the same mission as you, the same path as you. And I've found, you know, some amazing people here. I met Anthony at the gym about 9 months ago. We've become very good friends. Here we are on a podcast. So really cool. And I think Anthony and I were talking. He said that when he was in, I think it was Croatia and maybe even Serbia, he said during his whole 20 years being there, he never met a millionaire, like out and about or anything.
You got to hang out with me more.
But he goes,
I know a fucking ton of them there. In both countries.
but now since moving to Dubai, like, you know, there's probably one in every single coffee shop. And, you know, it's just a testament to the type of people that, you know, Dubai attracts and, you know, the same sort of mindset. And I think it's really cool. These people in Dubai, they're not tearing each other down. They're encouraging each other.
Yes.
Maybe you want to say something towards, you know, and I feel like in Australia there is that, you know, they're quite well known for a tall poppy syndrome and, you know, people often joke about it. Do you think that is the case? Did you notice a switch since moving?
Absolutely. So that, you know, it's not only an Australian thing. You know, obviously Australia's labelled it as such.
Yes.
But I've found worldwide, wherever I've gone, it's kind of the same vibe. You know, people don't, you know, they're a bit envious. a bit jealous, they want to succeed. They don't want to see you succeed. They want to be, even if you're succeeding, they just want to be that bit better than you. So I find that across the board, traveling to a lot of countries. And I feel with Dubai, once again, 80 to 90% of the people that I've met are of the mindset of, I don't want to be in those countries. I want to make a change.
Exactly.
And it's not so much about the money that you have or how successful you are. It's just the mindset.
It's a certain type of person who comes to Dubai. That's why it's so easy to find your right people, Like if you decide to come to Dubai, that means you thought about all of that. You thought about the society you live in, what is wrong with it, and, you want to change, and that's why you come here. That's why you have like-minded people here.
Absolutely.
How connected are you to Serbia and Croatia, where you originally come from?
Yeah, very connected. I'm there, a lot of times as well. I don't even know how many times I've been back and forth. I don't know, 30 times. I have no idea.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got a lot of friends, and family in Serbia, a lot of friends in Croatia all along the coastline. So, I've got really, really good people there. And, once again, the people that I associate are really nice people, really good people, really, forward and proactive thinkers. So, there is great people everywhere. Even in Australia, without a doubt, but it's kind of, your vibe attracts your tribe. The vibe you put out, you'll kind of attract those people. And as long as you can eliminate the people that, as soon as you get a whiff of, someone's a bit different, then, just kind of push them to the side and just keep going, because you can't have this kind of, it's better to be alone than to have people dragging you down.
Sure.
Awesome.
For sure.
On that note, little sidebar here, but I had the privilege of going to your country last year. I went to Europe and I went to Belgrade. I went to Trebinje, which is, in the Republic of Serbia. I went to Dubrovnik. I went to Montenegro. And me coming from having a Middle Eastern background, man, there's just so many similarities between the Middle Eastern culture and the Balkan culture. It's like, it's like, they say chalk and cheese. It's like chalk and chalk, It's like the same thing, I don't know where I came up with that.
I say, bro.
It's like rakia.
The Balkans, I always say, with the Lebos of Europe.
Yeah, bro, straight up, man, the best. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. The Lebos of Europe, So good. And, and I suppose because you come from similar cultural background, it would make sense for you. It's easier for you to integrate into the Middle East, especially, look at how quickly you've been able to integrate and have like a very diverse group of friends from different backgrounds, whether it be in business or in fitness. And one last thing I want to ask as well, how important, actually, no, I want to ask you this. Where have you networked the most? Because I see that we've been in the gym together and that's where I've met like most people, man. It's crazy. Like I came here for just 2 weeks ago, just for a break. I thought I'll take the first week off, and then you're in the gym, and it's like now I don't want to be on break anymore. I want to get back to work because I'm in the gym meeting all these people. So where have you met the majority of the people here in Dubai?
It's in the gym, definitely, because that's where I spend the most time. In the gym, without a doubt. In the gym, you're going to meet a lot of like-minded people. A lot of disciplined people, a lot of dedicated people. People that are chasing a goal, people that are chasing a dream. It takes a lot of work to achieve a body. People that are willing to put in the hard yards in that, it says a lot about them. So it's kind of cool because off the bat, 80-90% of the people you meet in the gym, they're going to be on the same path. On just bettering themselves daily. And that's all that matters. If you're there to better yourself daily, it's the best thing you can do. But definitely there. But in saying that, I meet a lot of people in swimming pools, believe it or not. So hotel swimming pools, right? Believe it or not, man.
True,
bro.
I thought about the local recreational pools for leisure centre. I'm like, no, we're in Dubai.
All the kids in the pool,
No, they wait a minute, Palm.
You're chilling in a pool, man. In a hotel, for example, like how many hotels I've stayed here. I've always left meeting like at least 2 to 5 people that I've networked with later.
True.
God gave you a mouth, gave you a mind. Like use it, man. You know what I mean?
True.
Use it.
So
be
true.
friendly. Talk to people. Say hello.
Be that first person to say hi, break the ice, and you'll realize that.
That's
90% of people are keen.
Number one thing in networking: open your mouth, say hello, ask questions, talk. Just talk to people. Even if people are standoffish. I'll be like, that's okay, you know, and then I'll just put it back on. I'll take the piss out of them.
Yeah.
And they don't like it, then they feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
You know, so I guess my confidence shines through, and I really put it. Even yesterday, I had an incident in the fucking elevator. I got to tell you about that later.
Oh yeah, I have an elevator story as well. I got to tell you later.
Wow, the guy didn't like it. But you know what, man? If you're rude, I'll put you on show. Like I'll put you on show in front of everyone, and it doesn't matter, you know, because if you're being nice and you're being genuine, because it's not just about like, okay, how can I help you? Perhaps how can you help me? Maybe we don't help each other. Maybe we can help someone together down the road. You know what I mean? It's not just about making money. It's about sharing love. It's about forming connections. We as human need connection. We need that.
Yeah.
You know, without that emotion, without sharing emotion, without helping people, without boosting each other up, you know, if you're going to be a person that just worries about themselves, you're just going to be a poor person that just worries about their money or how other people can help you, then forget about it. You're not my person. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I was talking to you about this the other day to my mate as well. He goes, yeah, man, like fucking, you know.
There's a lot of that as well. So how do you go about sort of judging somebody's character? Like, I know you've got the experience, so you're, you know, probably quite accustomed to it. But maybe for those people at home who are a little bit newer, they're trying to find their circle and they're, you know, not sure whether, you know, some of the people in their circle are going to be serving them on a more on a personal level, you know, psychological level. Are they there for the right reasons, kind of thing? What would be some of your tips for maybe some of those guys?
Look, with guys that, you know, if you're trying to discover guys, always, you know, even with questions that you ask people, you know what I mean? Like, just questions about things that interest you, you know? I always set traps. I've got a different mindset.
Okay.
Everything I ask, there's a connection there. There are traps everywhere. Like, every conversation you have with me, there's a trap there, right?
In sales, we call that a pipeline.
Everything's a trap, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to find out where you are on an emotional and spiritual level, where your values lie. So it doesn't matter about the money. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Most people, everyone knows these days who has money, who doesn't have money. It's pretty evident, right? But taking that all away, strip all that back, you know, your core values, and it's just asking people questions. Obviously, you're not going to go in and go, hey, man, you know, how do you treat your kids? No, someone that you just met.
Yeah.
But you know what? Just layering and just slowly, you get to see people's responses and their conversations. If it's too egotistic and it's all me, I, this is what I do, this is what I have, this is what I, and you know, bro, stay the fuck away. You know what I mean?
You gotta be generally interested in other people to learn about them, to talk. Like, you gotta be interested in the other person. I think, you know, people just try to take something.
That's a genuine connection.
Exactly. You just like gotta develop an interest in people in general to know how to read person. I think that's essential.
Yep, 100%. You said it perfectly. You know.
You have to care.
You have to care.
You have to actually care.
You have to actually care, you know. And people say they care, but deep down they don't. They're really, really like, honestly, they're really egotistic.
A lot of cowboys out there, man.
Heaps, man. Like, yeah, a lot of cowboys, a lot of pirates, you know. That's what I say always. A lot of cowboys and pirates, you know, people trying to hijack anything to make money or, you know, like just jump on the bandwagon. But, you know, just genuine love and care and spreading that. And, you know, whatever evolves of it. But the best thing that can evolve of it is a friendship.
I agree, man, and you know that's why, you know, we've started, you know, well, this is, you know, Bo's idea. He just out of nowhere is like, hey man, let's do a podcast. Didn't think much of it, you know. We've been talking about, you know, leaning into our ability to network and connect with people, and we should just capitalize on our friendship and on the value that we can give people. And it's just cool to be able to sit here and like, even we didn't give it much thought. We just we're genuinely interested in what other people have to share, and we know that we've got our platforms and that we can get out as much free value to people as much as possible. And what reinforces that from time to time is when people, I don't know if it's happened to you, but I know it's happened to me a few times, where they go, man, I love your content. You know, I really get a lot from this, and you motivate me. It's like, oh, whoa, people are actually watching, you know. And when I get that, man, it really pushes me to push people. You know, it could just be something like a gentle nudge of, like, for example, one of my mates back home in Melbourne, I said, bro, you're doing great. You know, you've lost a lot of weight. Well done. He's like, man, you're going to make me cry, man. You know, and it's really reinforcing why we do what we do. And that's actually caring, even in business, right? You know, we're all selling something, and, you know, we're all monetizing something, right? That's how we all live and pay the bills, right? But It's actually caring about the consumer. As a physio, if I wanted to just make money, I'd go do other things. But I'm a clinician. I'm here to help you. You know, you're in fitness. You're here to actually help people. You're in property. You know, people go through you. People, you want to make their life. You know, you're in basketball, bro. I watch you. You know, I'm gonna know. Like even for me, like from a clinician's perspective, I respect, you know, the amount of effort that goes in towards health, performance, and I draw from that as well. And it's actually a huge reason why I try and stay fit, so that I get the respect from the athletes that I work with. So I draw inspiration from that. So we're all making a major positive impact on people's lives, whether we're doing it directly or not. Brother, it's been a pleasure, man.
Always.
I think for the end, for the people maybe outside who want to improve on their testosterone, you know, guys who want to improve that, can you maybe give like 3 practical tips they can maybe, you know, implement next week? Like what is like something you can change tomorrow to, you know, increase your testosterone? I think that's maybe very interesting. Not just like put the needle in, you know?
Yeah, not just about putting needles in.
Good one, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so many people come to me and say that, man, like, oh, bro, I want to jump on the gear. I'm like, what for? What for? Have you achieved the most that you can achieve out of yourself, naturally aspirated? Like,
it's all about shortcuts. Yeah, they take the shortcut.
They don't want to take the action. They don't want to have the commitment. And this is what it is. The first thing, honestly, is activation. Activate yourself, because all the education and all the motivation without activation is zero. And so many people don't want to act on things quickly, and they don't want to stick to them. So, you know, first thing you can do is get as strong as fuck after you activate yourself, firstly. And do that in every aspect of your life. Don't sit around, don't procrastinate. It's burning your T levels, yeah? Activate. Everything you wanted to do, everything you've thought about doing, just fucking do it. Just do it, man. Take the risk. What are you going to do? Fail? Okay, great. You'll become better for failing. I've failed more, and I was talking about this. I've failed more than what I've succeeded. But my successes were fucking mad. But my failures were horrific. But it's made me who I am. I've learned so much about myself and self-discovery from that. You know, so this is where your T levels will boost. Because you're always on edge, you're hungry, you're ready for the hunt. Yeah. If you're not hunting, you're sleeping. That's it. And if you're sleeping, you're dying. So get out there and hunt, you know. That's the first thing. Second thing, eat proper, nutritious food. Go through your cupboard. Do not go through the fucking cereal aisle. Do not go through the shit aisle. Yeah, I get it. Get your dessert when you go out. Fucking mad. Who cares? No one's saying to live like a hermit, yeah? But is it feeding you or is it fucking you, literally? There's no other way. There's no fine line here. You know what I mean? Like, is it adding to your performance or is it taking away from it? So this is the thing. Number one testosterone killer is your food. You know what I mean? So, you know, mindset, food. And then thirdly, get strong as fuck. Get as strong as you can do. And it doesn't matter what you do. Honestly, I had football players, young kids coming to me going, oh my God, like always injured, always playing football. Oh, my coach said, okay, come here, lift. Oh, my coach said not to lift weights, it slows me down. Slows you down. Bro, Usain Bolt, and I showed him like YouTube videos of Usain Bolt lifting weights. They're like, oh my God. The guy's squatting twice his body weight. No problem. I'm like, how is it slowing me down exactly? Okay, can you go and show your coach this? So get as strong as possible. Use it or lose it. The stronger you get, obviously you're getting stronger. Your testosterone levels have to back that. So your body works in equilibrium. You can't get stronger without your T levels raising. It's not going to happen.
Lift heavy shit, yeah.
Lift heavy shit.
Yeah.
In other words, guys, eat more red meat.
Yeah,
sleep a little bit more. Stop being a bitch. Get up, get after it. T levels will go up, and you just be like Uncle Top over here.
Uncle Top, yeah. And then you know what, man? You've always got your secret herbs and spices that you add, without a doubt. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that you add to the mix, but the base three, they're definitely it. You know. Yeah. And you know, don't be sidetracked as well. You know, that's another big thing. You know, we can keep going on and on and on. You ask me for 3, I'll give you 33. You know,
no, but it's good for a start for people to understand that the mindset affects the testosterone level, and everybody wants high testosterone level to build muscle, to recover faster, to have more energy during the day. You know, so these are good tips to increase that.
No, definitely the base foundation of it. You know,
fantastic.
Very nice.
Brother, again, thank you so much for jumping on. I found that hugely valuable. I'm sure, you know, the boys found it just as valuable as myself, and I can't wait for everyone to see this. And Yeah, I even learnt a lot. There are a lot of things I don't know about, up until now. So this was raw and real. And yeah, thank you again, brother.
Where can we find you online? The people, where can they find you? How can they follow you on the socials? Maybe.
Yeah. So across all platforms, it's Tops Pasoyev. Across all platforms, LinkedIn. I'm talking YouTube. Actually, I don't much on YouTube, but yeah, Instagram. Most of my stuff is LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn and Instagram. But yeah, that's pretty much where I am. Tops Pasoyev. So that's where I'm at. Yeah. I'm all about creating the warrior, man, the modern warrior. Literally bringing back what's raw and what's real, what our forefathers did, bring it back and, implement that into modern society. And the great thing is about implementing it into modern society, it brings a whole new aspect. It's amazing when you're a modern warrior, there's things you will do because you're just performing. Literally, you're doing 10% more than anyone else. But you know what that 10% means? That 10% is fuck all. But you know the advantage you have? It is phenomenal just by doing things that other people won't do. The confidence boost.
Yeah.
So many people come to me, lack of self-esteem, no confidence. Even the ones that, sit there and chest beat. Man, inside their subconscious mind knows they're full of shit.
Yeah.
And that's just ego. So it's being able to differentiate and know the difference between true confidence and ego. So, I can go massively into this, but it's
Primal warrior. Keep your eyes peeled. Primal warrior. Ladies and gentlemen.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Beautiful.
you, guys. Love it.
Good hustle,
Love it.
bro.
Great.
That was great.
Cut.
Yeah.
Pumped it out.
Thank
Boom.
you.
Pumped it out. Pleasure, man.
Perfect.
That was great.
Good stuff, boys.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
That was awesome.
So you're from Melbourne, yeah?
Yeah, from Melbourne.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.